Welcome to the next video. In this video, we'll learn about controllers. So let's go. So what are controllers? So first, I'll give some details about controllers. So controllers are nothing but there are also like modules, some chunk of code that provides us with some of the what can I say information. Actually, some of the functionality and better say error handling functionality which will use in our index.js or server.js file. Okay, and that controller function will help us to manage manage errors and handle data fetch sorry, not data fetch, data abide errors, and able to provide us the changes and maintain the changes in the codes which will be made when we'll or changes in the database, actually not the codes, changes in the database that will be made when we will use those codes to post or create a code data, post a data or something like that. Now if we see, first thing, we don't need this from we don't need this. We need, or we can say we can keep it here. So see, this file is not much of a required right now. You can this is something I will talk later. Okay. So mainly controller is where we same thing we do at the modules, where modules gives us both functionality and sometimes asynchronous operation also. Okay, but sometimes not so sometimes, so many times, and basically most of the times modules provide us with the check functionality of the module that we are using, but here we are using the we are using the code to check the error and handle the error on the output of the code. If to check what happens, because I see see, listen, whenever I did this, I and in the beginning of the code I said that Node.js is a non-blocking IO, right? So if we write everything, even the controllers, in this place, so what will happen is that the code will be just a spaghetti code and very hard to understand, and code readability will be zero. So what we do is we create a folders called controllers. Then we keep the create a file which we name as user controllers. Okay. Now here what we are doing is we are sending the data and exporting the data from the user controller file, and we are going to import it here. Okay. So now we are going to import this data, and whatever this data is like, it's here, this, and uh, here I am saying this, the data will be like that. I am saying user, right? So file name should be different. File name should be proper, actually. It should not be, this should not be models or something like that. So whenever I say this controllers, okay, so after that I say user controller. So this file, that is a, now it's imported properly, and now we can use to set this file path. And yes, path is also a concept where we use from writing like this, const path equals, yes, require path. So what Node.js does is it has some pre-built modules that are being provided by Node.js, built-in modules, and what it helps us to set the code readability and code accessibility and code, even the path of where the code we will fetch the data from that code. That can be also be said as I that can also be said as I did here user controllers. So these user controllers here are, I don't have any data right now, so I will not be able to use it. After, if I have any data, I will be able to use it, but right now I don't, because these things needs and also need something different to work, and I'll tell you what it is. So in basic in basic level, see, controllers are the codes that helps us to manage and handle every asynchronous operation and handle every aspects of the work properly, so that we don't have any issues working with it. Okay, basically we don't find any of the work hard, or any of the work like any of the functionality get errors, so get, what can I say, interrupted because of the code, or because of the code accessibility. Sorry, not code accessibility, because of the code interpreted property of the JavaScript. So if it gets interrupted, what will happen is the database will never be complete, and see if the and we will never understand whatever the error is. So to understand whatever error is provided, we have to we have to use controllers, and we can also use controller, write this code as controllers here at main file, but as I said, we don't want spaghetti code, so we have to avoid these writings, and the we have to maintain this code readability property of every aspect, so that our code is able to, everybody, anyone is able to understand whatever we have written here. Okay. And controller's main work is to check the whether you have provided an error or not, and they will send, and if you have provided an error, or if you had made a mistake in your code in any file of that, so controller will make that code run and check that if there is any error in your code or not. Okay. So next time, in the next video, you'll understand what is a work of the database in Node.js and how we access it. Till then, bye.